Welcome to enVisioning Success, the weekly podcast that's your prescription for business clarity. In today's episode, we explore the art of strategic partnerships and collaborations. We'll discuss the importance of these partnerships, guide you on choosing the right partners, and provide practical strategies to leverage these connections for business success. Get ready for in-depth discussions, insights, and expert advice to take your business to new heights.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to episode 2. Today, we're talking about building strategic partnerships and collaboration. As promised, we're going to be talking about why should you do this? Who should you do this with? And how do you leverage that? I got the chief giggle officer over here, Julia Becker Collins. She's like giggling at what I'm saying, and that's cool. It ain't that funny. Just wait till my real stuff comes out.
Listen, as every business leader knows, by the time you hit Thursday, you have the giggles. So, because the brain isn't working great anymore. So,
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. We can get
real.
punchy. Those shows will be definitely better. Anyway, hi, Julia. I'm Laura DiBendetto, in case you forgot. And I'm, your business partner, your friend. And we're here to talk about all the marketing things. So let's recap last week. Last week, we talked about identifying new markets and frontiers, why we should get into things, why we should not get into things, why we should consider this stuff, because we're obviously thinking about increasing the value of our company, obviously the value of our wallet. I'd like that thing to be as heavy as possible, please.
Yep.
My money, don't jiggle, it folds. Anyway, see Exhibit A. I said it was punchy. Here we go. I also just had a lot of coffee, so I could plow right into this. So, yep, there you go. So when we think about strategic partnerships and collaboration as an extension of the conversation around expanding the value of your company, expanding, perhaps what you do and getting into new frontiers, it's all with the intent to make you wealthier, so your company has more value. And if you want to sell it or exit in some other means, you can walk away with bank. That's why we're here. That's what we do. Again, loving reminder, this show is sponsored by Vision Advertising. We are in our 25th anniversary. Julia and I have been here an embarrassingly long time, and we are proud to share stories from the trenches with you. Yay.
Agreed.
And apparently sometimes get punchy and maybe even get a little inappropriate. We shall see. There's too many cultural.
Listen, we're keeping it real. That's all we're doing.
Just keeping it real, man. That's cool.
Exactly.
Off camera in the blooper reel, we were talking about dusty muffins and sweaty balls on SNL. So if anyone's seen that, sorry. But if you can't handle the humor, you're definitely not going to like this show. So anyway, there's the door. And if you do, welcome. All right.
Come on in.
So let's dive into this, Julia. Do you have any initial thoughts that you'd like to share with the listeners?
Yeah, I would say in my experience, like we discussed last episode, I have 20 years of marketing experience. Every time I say that, that's a little horrifying. But in addition to that, I was in nonprofits for a very, very long time. And in both marketing and nonprofits, there's a real sense of intense competition, which is unfortunate because, as any good business leader knows, there is enough business to go around, and you do better when you have those strategic partnerships and you collaborate across the platforms. Like Laura said last episode, we don't do everything because we don't think we're going to invest in everything, and it's not the best use of our time, money, or expertise. And that being said, that doesn't mean we can't have those partnerships and collaboration with other places that do that, whether it's for referral costs or so that they then send us business. One of the best things I have learned over the years, whether it's at Vision Advertising, other marketing agencies, or in nonprofits, is that you creating those relationships with other people that are really good at what they do and helping to, whether it's white labeling services or referring out business, that means that it's also coming back to you because people want to refer to you when you refer to them, and you want to understand what other people are really good at so that you can help get your client the best service possible.
Amen, sister. So thought for you. I like how you started that every good business owner, especially an established business owner, like all of us here at this party right now, we know there's enough business to go around, but there's a whole school of thought and scarcity thinking that people need
Yep.
to start internalizing everything. Um, I guess I have two questions around that. One, how do you get over the attitude of scarcity to understand that it's good for you? And then two, how do you make money when you partner with other people?
Those are both excellent questions. Thank you. Thank you. So the
Welcome.
scarcity thinking is very, very common, as you said. And it's across industries, right? It could be hazardous waste. It could be nonprofits. It could be insurance. It could be lawyers. It is a very, very common thought process for business leaders, owners, entrepreneurs. The problem with the scarcity thinking coming from a place of scarcity is that's really fear-based, right? You're making decisions based on fear, which is not a good place to make decisions. You're not going to make good, concrete, long-term investment decisions on your business that will help support it long-term, short-term, et cetera, if you're making decisions based on fear.
Or anywhere in life.
Correct. Agreed. Like, don't get the dog because you think it'll solve a marital problem, or don't buy the house because you think it will solve X, Y, and Z, right? Same with your business. Don't take on a client because you're scared of not having the money, or you think that there won't be money down the road, even though you know that client is not a good fit. I mean, we as a business have learned that over the years. I think a lot of businesses have learned that over the years. It's going to come back and bite you. Your staff isn't going to be happy. You won't be happy. I can't even tell you the amount of times I've gotten off of a phone call with somebody who just was not a great fit. And I was like, nope. They're very nice. They definitely have a need, but it is whether it's not a good fit because they are very, very needy, and that's not the type of personality we really jive with, or they want something that we don't offer, or the price point is wrong. Taking on things that don't serve you best in the long term and the short term is not only scarcity thinking and fear-based thought, it's not long-term strategy.
You're right. God, I remember early in the business, way before I met you, I made a lot of stupid choices and I took on, the clients from hell, but I was probably the provider from hell.
Right.
Because it wasn't really a good fit. And guess what? I had that scarcity mindset. Over time, you do get more confident. And in finding good partners, it can really make all the difference. So last week we talked about identifying new markets and frontiers. Here's a great way to do that, actually.
Agreed. Absolutely. And your other question had been about, if I can circle back around, your other question
we had put a pin in it.
Did we put it in the parking lot?
Stop peeking in my kimono.
Listen. The other question was about how do you drive revenue by creating strategic partnerships and collaboration. And there's a number of ways, right? There's no one solution. I'm going to give the answer that every marketer gives that nobody wants to hear of. It depends. So I know everyone hates it, but it's true. And, truth is kind. And telling the truth is important, which we really believe at Vision Advertising. So even if it's not the answer you want, it's still the truth. In this instance, there's a number of ways that you could do it, and it's not one size fits all. You could create a partnership with a different and yet similar company that does different services than you do, where they refer to you and you refer to them, and there's a referral fee, right? You can establish that the beginning, a couple hundred, a couple thousand, whatever your price points are. It could be a percentage, et cetera. And then that financial incentive helps to motivate people to refer to you. The other part of it is that you want people to refer to you, and you want to refer out to people because you know genuinely that they do a great job. I don't want to refer people to somebody just because they're giving me money if they don't do a great job, because that reflects back on me. So you also need to keep that in mind. Whoever you refer out, they're going to think of you as well. And if they're getting a great referral, they'll be like, Julia gave me the best referral ever. She really knows what she's talking about. So the other side of that is you could create a referral partnership where the expectation is set, where this other company is referring to you, referring business to you, and you are referring out to them when it is a good fit. The other thing you could be doing is white labeling services. And
That's a good one.
like that as well. White labeling services means that the other company is doing the work, but you're saying it's being done by you. They have a, at ABC company email address. They have a title with you, but they're technically a contractor or they're a subcontractor, et cetera. And so it's all scooped up in the money that you're making. You add it into the scope that you're presenting to the client, and then the subcontractor charges you. So there's a number of ways you could do it. Yes, Laura, go.
You're so right about that. And I had to jump in with this. The addition of white labeled or not white labeled partner makes your business look more capable to other people. You can expand into other areas without compromising your core business model and creating instability in your company. And you also have an opportunity to add entirely new useful disciplines to your clients without having to invest in the resources for it. So we have a partner who does email funnels like a boss. That's what they do. And we don't need to be experts at it. We need to be friends with experts at it. So we work with them. They make us look good. Our clients know who they are. It's fine. But what it does is it makes us so much more useful. And ultimately, we as a company make more money when we have this. I hate this phrase. Just know that one-stop shopping. Sorry, I've been hearing it for years. It's as bad as turnkey solutions. That's awful. It's a turnkey business opportunity. Meanwhile, I see that in writing and all I can see is turkey. So anyway, me and my little side notes, but you can really increase your value to people by offering more problem solving, because at the end of the day, every service or product that's offered promises the solution to a problem or an annoyance.
Yes, agreed. And if people know that they can turn to you to give them the best answer, even if the best answer isn't your company providing it, they will then turn to you when you can provide the solution. You want to expand the expertise that you are known for, whether it's inside your world or outside your world.
Amen. I love that. So you just that was an avalanche of wisdom, and I'm here for it. So thank you.
No problem.
How do you choose the right partner?
That's a very, very good question. It's definitely, you need to have a personality fit. I don't want to refer to people that my skin crawls every time they call me and I see them on the caller ID, and I'm just like, nope, not answering that.
We have some PTSD around that too.
Listen, it is a lot of years in business and not everyone likes me, and that's okay.
Same.
Yep. And that just speaks to the point of you shouldn't, everyone doesn't need to love you, and you shouldn't be everything to everyone, but that's a topic for another day. Thinking about who you should refer to, like I said earlier, you want to make sure they do a good job. So I have a graphic designer I'll refer out to. Like Laura said, we can do logos. We do them really, really well, but it's not a moneymaker for us. And sometimes our price point is higher than what people want to pay, especially if it's a one-off job. So I would rather refer out to somebody who has a lower price point than we do, who does an excellent job, who actually is local to where I live. So if there's any kind of issue, I, can be like, hey, let's meet for coffee, blah, blah, blah. I see her in the community. I know she's involved in nonprofits, et cetera, which is great just from a human standpoint, but also she does a really good job. And she's, a really great business owner, and she has referred business to us as well. So Some of it is like a gut feeling of, do I want to do business with this person? And some of it is, what's the quality of the work they are creating? Do they turn things around when they say they will turn things around? Are they keeping their promises to who you refer out to? Are they understanding enough in your business so that they could refer to you? Are they interested in a referral partnership? Some people, like I said earlier, think there is, nothing but competition. And so they don't want to spread the wealth.
Yeah. Well, I've got 3 things that are my simple test: head, heart, wallet.
There you go.
Has to fit all 3. So if that's your main really tiny little takeaway from this, make sure that when you're looking for a partner that it fits the head, heart, and wallet. And for me, I do tend to go in the order that Julia talked about it in. And she, you talked about it as, I have to like them first. And I agree with you. If I don't like you, I don't care if you can do the job because you suck. And working with you will be like sitting in a microwave on high. No. But then it has to pass the skill test, and the money can always be worked out last. And I think one of the mistakes that a lot of people make when they're looking for partners is they will look at the money first. Don't do that. Because you really need to like the person that you work with. You have to trust them. And the reason why it's important to like people is because you can trust them. So Julia and I liked each other right away. And we built trust really quickly. We're both really straight talkers. We both lead with the truth, and we both believe that the truth is kind. And sometimes the truth is not pretty, but we have that shared value in truth first and honesty and integrity. And guess what? The skills, turns out they matched because we discovered that through the affinity, and then the money worked out. So it was one of those things where when you check the first 2 boxes, you can find a way to check the third. And that's actually how we vet our clients as well. And that how they vet us if they take our advice. It's like, don't judge based on price, because that would be a mistake. Don't do that first. Do that last. Make sure you like us, and you might not. We have a joke around the office that like we all need people that worship at the Church of Julia, because people are, all hail Queen Julia.
There we go. And I like it. Let's keep up with that.
Nice. Well, the reason why we need that is because most of the clients are going to be interfacing with her versus me. And we want to make sure that they like her. And hey, listen, I'm a strong cup of black coffee, and she's like a quadruple espresso. And I love you. So we want to make sure that people know that they like me, they like her. And it's like, okay, great. And then trust can be built. Then they can vet us for skills. We can vet them to make sure it's a good match. It's like, do we do what you need? And can we actually help you solve your problem? And then there's always a way to figure out the money after the fact, always. So
Agreed.
Yeah, so that's really valuable. Thanks for that, Julia. That was a load of wisdom. So, I'm thinking about the other thing here is you sometimes can get better expertise, like just using the funnel people that we partner with. I don't want to do that. And if I do it for you, it's not going to be good. Like,
right.
And I'm not going to create an entire position for that. Here's the other thing. This is where a lot of folks actually go wrong in trying to hire internally versus hire an agency. They're like, oh, well, I'm going to hire someone. You forgot about management. You have to manage and train, and you're not qualified. And guess what? I'm not qualified to manage and train a funnel person. I don't know enough about it myself. And while I could acquire the knowledge, I don't have 1 to 2 years to develop the level of expertise that would be necessary for me to properly staff that position. So I'm able to expand vision advertising. Hey, we do this, we do that, we do this, we do the logos, we do the funnels, we do all the things. Whether we do them personally or not is not relevant, because we're able to, again, solve the problems, add the expertise, and make it so we can solve the problems for our clients. So it's a big thing. Looking at, some of my notes here, one of the last things I want to wrap up the episode with is the question around leveraging these relationships. So we can obviously rely on partners and supply business. There's also strategic partnerships where we don't actually exchange money, but we exchange leads and opportunities, like someone who might not be a great client for us, but they do exactly what we do. But maybe they they serve a market niche that really isn't right for us. Once upon a time, vision advertising was all about the fun businesses. And then we went through a pandemic. Now we don't serve the fun businesses because those are discretionary income based and the first to get shut down. So now we do essential businesses. We learned that lesson once. So if there are businesses out there that really want to work with the discretionary income dependent businesses like hospitality, for example, or I don't know, once upon a time we had a zoo. That was a load of fun for me personally. I got to cuddle with baby lions. I didn't hate it.
I'm
I
jealous.
loved it so much. Oh my God. And I held itty bitty baby monkeys. Anyway, tangent. It was fun at the time. And I learned a lot about what to do and what not to do. And our core discipline now is around essential businesses and actually some of the boring businesses. Like we think of some of who our best clients are, and they're the hazardous waste companies, they're the insurance companies, the ones that you need. So if that's you and you need marketing, hi, you know who to call. But the great advantage of having strategic partners is, yeah, we don't really serve this niche anymore. So let's send this over to you.
Right. Agreed. I mean, I was at a conference last week. I think it was last week. It's the time's all kind of meshing together at this point.
Day.
Listen, anyway, so I'm at this conference. I'm having a lovely conversation with a woman who started her own marketing agency. It's just her, but she focuses in on social media for restaurants, which I was like, great. I do not want to work with restaurants anymore, like you said. And so I am happy to create some kind of referral partnership because she doesn't offer PR services and she knows herself well enough to understand that that's not her expertise. So she wants to refer out to somebody. Also, she wants to refer out to people that are clients that are leads that aren't restaurants. I was like, great, let's have a larger conversation about this, because while I could take on a restaurant client, like you said earlier, is that the best thing for us? Is that the best thing for our staff who would lose their minds? Is that the best thing for our finances long-term, et cetera?
Yeah, there's a lot of instability across a number of industries without a pandemic, right? I mean,
correct.
You know, I remember how much fun it was to do a lot of the marketing for the restaurants. And it was definitely a blast. I'm not going to lie to you. I had a great time and it was a fun chapter in the business. But as we've grown up, we've realized that, it's something that in many ways, unless we're going to partner with like a really big established restaurant group, which is a larger company that is more stabilized, it just doesn't suit us. But another thing to consider is there a newer, younger company that would be a better fit? So I've said a couple times now that we're celebrating our 25th anniversary. You know what goes with 25 years? A ton of experience, a ton of wisdom, and a ton of expertise, and a lot of it hard won. Girl, the scabs and bruises I have, good Lord. But you know what? I get to use that now. And accordingly, there's so much wisdom that we can bring to the table that help our clients. And newer businesses can't afford us. They can't. And it sucks, but it's like, you know who they can afford? They can afford another new business. And once upon a time, vision advertising was an itty bitty baby company. And that's who I worked with, was itty bitty baby companies, because that's where I was at the time. And it's nice where now, we get inbound leads all the time and it's wonderful. And we're in a place where we can be more selective about making sure that our expertise is given to people who are the right personality fit, people who need what we have, and they can pay for it. And we can find that happy trifecta.
Yes, there is no better feeling in business than being able to be choosy about your clients.
Yeah, no, you definitely need that. I remember, the first time I actually said no, I was terrified. A lot of businesses, due to the scarcity mindset, will take on anybody's business, but not everybody's money's green. Like, if we were to take on a startup company, we would cripple them financially. Like, we're dazzlingly good at what we do, friggin' ought to be after 25 years, but like, they just can't take it on unless they've just been funded. And it's like one of those like tech startups, right? So but the same is true of our clients. our clients are maturing in their businesses as well. So it's kind of interesting. Like now we are in the same place our clients are, which is why we're changing, who we've been serving all across the years. If you just stay in one place, you can't really grow, and we can't grow, but you specifically, the listener, you can't grow either. It's
Right.
okay for you to like add, expand, but this is the advantage of having partnerships where you offload certain things, but also strategic partnerships where you just refer, because it actually frees you up to say yes to the right stuff.
Right. Right. Agreed. Absolutely.
And you make more money when you say yes to the right stuff, because
Mhm.
guess what? This is how you have clients for 15 years, 25 years. And then when you go to sell your company, they will happily go with the sale. If you have a
Right.
new business or a newer company to you, they're less likely to go with the transition. And when you think
Right.
about like if you actually sell your company and you do it on an earnout,
Mhm.
really want to have people who are a super good fit, because those are the ones that are going to stay.
Right. Right.
Anything you want to add before we put a bow on this?
No, I feel like we've really covered everything on this topic today.
Sweet. Next week, we're going to be talking about mergers and acquisitions, which to me seems like a really natural segue. So, we're going
Mhm.
to be talking about the opportunities and pitfalls, evaluating partners for that, and whether or not you should. So, that's it. Thanks for listening. Once again, I am Laura and I'm joined with Julia. We appreciate you
Hey,
listening.
hey.
We'll see you next week.